Donald Trump has long branded himself as the ultimate intellect, the smartest in every room, a self-proclaimed, very stable genius. From Manhattan's gilded towers to the Oval Office, he has wielded his supposed brilliance as both shield and sword, cutting down critics and elevating his legend. But a recent revelation from Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett may have just shattered the myth at its core. The controversy began at a campaign rally where Trump, with his signature smirk, mocked the Texas Democrat as low IQ. The crowd roared. Trump basked in the reaction. Yet what followed was not laughter, but reckoning. Days later, Crockett stood before a swarm of reporters holding a thick folder of documents long thought sealed away Donald J. Trump's Wharton School Aptitude scores from 1,970. She didn't dramatize them. She read them aloud. Verbal reasoning, 92. Math, 87. Overall percentile, 38. That placed Trump well below the Ivy League benchmark, a far cry from the genius image he's built over decades. For years, rumors suggested his father, Fred Trump, used his wealth and connections to secure Donald's Wharton admission. With these scores revealed, that theory suddenly seemed far less like gossip and far more like confirmation. The fallout was immediate. Newsrooms across the country scrambled to verify the papers. Independent experts authenticated the Wharton formatting and signatures as consistent with the 1,970 exam system. Within hours, hashtags number stable genius and number Wharton fraud surged to the top of social media. Memes flooded timelines, Trump's modest scores plastered beside his old tweets boasting of one of the highest IQs. Comedians pounced. Late-night hosts turned the irony into primetime gold. The very stable genius, it seemed, had finally met a test he couldn't pass. Trump, predictably, fired back. He blasted the documents as fake, branded Crockett a liar, and called the press enemies of the people. He doubled down on claims that he'd graduated top of the class, even though Wharton archives confirm he was never on the dean's list and left without honors. But Crockett's revelation wasn't just about test scores, it was about truth. She had exposed the fragile foundation of Trump's entire persona, a lifetime of self-promotion built not on intellect, but on image. From failed casinos to mounting bankruptcies, from inflated wealth claims to political falsehoods, the pattern was unmistakable, a man who constructs reality around ego. In one press conference, Crockett turned Trump's favorite insult, low IQ, into poetic justice. The woman he mocked for lacking intelligence had produced the receipts, proving he wasn't the genius he pretended to be. The episode echoed across Washington. Analysts called it one of the sharpest blows to Trump's credibility since leaving office. For his supporters, it posed an uncomfortable question. If the myth of his brilliance was false, what else was? History, it seems, never runs out of irony. The man who once demanded President Obama's college transcripts now finds his own academic record exposed to the public eye. Trump built an empire on arrogance. Crockett, armed with evidence, cracked its foundation. And as the world watched, the self-proclaimed stable genius became the subject of a national punchline, a reminder that in politics, as in life, hubris always finds its reckoning.